Alright, here we go. This is game, what is this? Game 5? Game 5? I think it's game 5. Yes, it is game 5. So, here we are, Abyssal Reef, which is an old map. And we've got Kupermeister up in the top left with 1 game on the board. Icredd in the bottom right with 3 games on the board. We are on our way to a best of 7. So Icredd just needs 1 map to secure the victory and get his name carved onto the EMS shield for the 2nd time. Kup has started the long journey into the comeback. It can happen. So you know, if he can take this map, suddenly 3-2 feels close. When you're 3-0 down, it feels painful. So let's see what happens. Interesting map, Abyssal Reef. I don't actually remember casting any games played on this during the tournament, but it definitely was in the map pool. So look at the vastness of it. Just behold on the mini map there. Look at it. Look at it. It is an underwater map like 2K. So it does have that cool sort of when you kill stuff, it floats up into the camera, which pleases me a great deal. And look, there's some sort of megalodon swimming about. Where is it? Where is it? There's a shadow, but I can't actually see the fish. That's just kind of weird. That's freaking me out a little bit. Maybe it's above us. Maybe that's what's happening. Anyway, I should probably talk about the StarCraft rather than the weirdness of the map. Where is it? You definitely do see them swimming around. Or if I like totally imagined that, I'm sure you get to see them swimming about. Anyway, Kup, as seems to be his general style in Zerg v Zerg, has gone for an early pull and is sending this little bunch of lings across the map to see what he can get done. Pull is just about to finish for sorry, I'm obsessed now with trying to see the big fish. Pull has literally just finished up now for Icredd, but there won't be any lings out yet. Now this, I don't know about working on the hatchery, because it's extremely unlikely that you're going to kill it, isn't it? Whereas if you're in the mineral line here, you're guaranteed damage. You know, 6-8 lings against workers is just guaranteed to kill workers, isn't it? Whereas, oh, you don't want to get them surrounded though, that's a bit painful. So actually in the end, I don't know, what did he kill? I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Did you kill, what did you kill? Two workers? It's not, yeah, okay. So yeah, not awesome. You've got to be careful. Don't try and kill buildings when you send in your lings. You know, if you're going to try and snipe a hatch, they need to either be cracklings or you need to have like 30 of them. 6 lings isn't going to kill a hatchery. It's just not going to happen. So when you get in, you know, don't try and kill the spine or whatever. Just be targeting down the workers one at a time. Use a bit of sneaky micro. Get them into the end of the worker line. Stick them on hold command. Shift them across a bit. Put them on hold command. Don't let the workers surround them. That's the key. And definitely don't let them separate, because once they're separated into little clusters, you know, a worker surround on 3 lings just kills the lings and loses nothing. Whereas a worker surround on 6 lings, a lot of the workers are going to die. So keep them together. Don't get them surrounded. Those are kind of the golden rules. And ignore buildings. Kill stuff. Kill queens. Kill workers. Anyway, Malcolm's StarCraft tips 101 right there, isn't it? You know, I say this stuff like I'm some sort of pro. Like I'm pretty guff myself, but you know, I've played a lot of Scraft. And I know I can talk a good game. I know in theory how to win a game of StarCraft. Putting it into practice, quite tricky. So let's see where we're at. Workers, not radically different. 5 ahead for Kup. Lair is in production here for Icredd. We've got the Roach Warren coming down. We've also, oh wait, what? No. We've got the Roach Warren coming down for Icredd. No, Roach Warren is already finished for Kupermeister. No sign of any sort of bending nest for either of these players. So it does look like it's going to be ranged units, although the second gas hasn't been taken in the natural yet for Kup. And of course, ranged units like Hydras cost quite a lot of gas. So Overlord maybe is going to manage to make good his escape. No, not if he stops, he isn't. I don't think that's too critical. Ideally, you don't want to lose Overlords. Feel free to sacrifice one into the men or something and get a good look around. Only 2 workers in the gas. When the other one's on 3 and this one's on 2, I'm inclined to think that that's just a mistake, that is simply an error. Neither of these bases actually maxed, fully saturated yet. And here we are at 5 minutes 20. At 5 minutes 20, you'd really expect to have 3 bases up fully saturated by this stage. So both of these players need to get a little bit more on it with getting the expos done and holding down that D button. I wonder if I would find idle larva for either of these players at present. Three idle larva. What are they doing? 5 idle larva, 4 idle larva. So you really, really have to stay on top of that when you're playing Zerg. It is absolutely critical for the first, whatever number of minutes of the game, that at all times you are instantly just turning your larva into stuff, turning it into stuff. If you don't know what else to turn it into, turn it into drones, and you can't really go wrong. And then you end up with a ridiculous economy. You can drop hatcheries everywhere and just spam buttons, and instead of attacking with a small number of lings, attack with 90 lings, and that just wins, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't mind the rocks there. I would tend to leave them so that anything trying to come up your ramp has to come through that choke. That's just my personal preference. But anyway, so Hydra's coming out on both sides. In none of these games yet have we seen any radical divergence in terms of tech. We haven't seen a single Mutalisk. We haven't seen Lurkers. We haven't seen Infestors. And yeah, we haven't seen anything like a drop. We haven't seen a Nidus. We haven't seen burrowed Banelings. We haven't seen burrow move for roaches. It's all been pretty vanilla. It's all been pretty much just Ling, Roach, Hydra. So I wouldn't mind seeing some of those higher tech stuff. I'd love to see an Ultralisk. I mean, who doesn't love an Ultra? Because those are cool. I'd like to see Broodlords or something like that. I'd like to see Mutalisk. Zerg have a lot of tech potential. There's a lot of paths that they can take to get up into the late game. Now look, with all the roaches over here, this is not the side you want to attack on. Coop doesn't know it, but really, had he run in here and straight into the main, he could have got a fair bit of havoc done before Icredd could have mobilised to see that off. This isn't a fight you can win by the looks of things, Coop. There's roaches in the back and stuff there. There's more roaches than you've got. That isn't one that you're going to win. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Ling run by into the main here. Hopefully that's what he's going for. He isn't. He's stopping to fight buildings again. Stop that. Just ignore those buildings. These tender morsels here. That's what you want your Lings to be chowing down on. So, again, I wouldn't have minded a split there. Stop with the roaches or whatever and maybe have at the front to lure Icredd over. But the Lings, they need to be up in here. Lings fighting roaches is just nasty. It's not what you want to be doing ever, basically. Lings do not trade well against roaches. They trade very poorly indeed. Coop, you've got to get out of there. You don't have the army for that. Like, you really don't. And if you are going to turn and fight, don't do it there. Oh, goodness, sorry about that. That nearly took my face off. Right. What's he got to him? By the looks of it, that last minute Ravager, I don't know about that. They are going to come out now, and corrosive balls can be great, but you do need to shoot them. It was a bit last minute, wasn't it? Oh, and does get some reasonable connections with it, but you don't want to stand and fight with the Ravagers. It's the last thing you want. Ravagers they don't have as much health as a roach. They're much squishier than roaches. So Ravagers need to be in the back, firing the corrosive balls, and then stepping back again out of the fight, and then roaches do the heavy lifting at the front. This looks ominous. The roach warrant is gone. There is still a Hydra down, but it's GG. It is all over. We've got a champion. We've got a double champion. GG.